What's going on, guys? Matt from DSR here. Today is an exciting day for me because I pre-ordered this back in March and it's just turned up. That's right, we have got the Lone Rider extra large, whatever you want to call it, back box. Which is not just in this one, it's in this box down here. So for reference, you'll get 3 packages. The main box, this is the rear rack, and then another smaller package with the locks and some other bits and bobs. Now, other than checking out the rear rack box, I've not actually opened the main box yet, so when you see it, it's the first time I'll be seeing it. But open up the rear rack. If you've ever bought anything Lone Rider, you know just the attention to detail they take with everything. Like, the packaging is very, very nice. And then you look at what comes out of it. This thing looks bloody lovely, and that's just the rear rack. I do have the side bags. I've taken them off just to make it easier getting in and around the bike. But I'll be doing a few videos on the back box. Today is just going to be the installation. Some of those future videos will be talking about whether I want just the back box or the side box or both on at the same time. It's got the rear rack, you've got the bracket, and you've got some hardware. So far, fit instructions wise, this big card here is a QR reader, and then it takes you through to their website and the installation side of it. Okay, so even though it says scan QR code with smartphone camera for instructions, that QR code takes you through to the Motocase rules of use. For reference, max load 9 kilos, maximum speed 74 miles an hour. Okay, so let's open up the main box. There might be fitting instructions in there. Now this is a big old box, as you can tell. I mean, it's a big old boy. And that's it, installed. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe. Because more useless videos coming soon. Hey. She looks good. Sometimes it's worth spending the extra cash dollar and getting something proper than your typical Chinese brand. Quick oversight then of the outside. From the passenger side, they've got 2 back pads to rest against, and we will do a video with Zoe as well to test this out to see how she finds it as a passenger, but that'll be in a completely separate video. Obviously, grab handles on the sides. We've also got loop points at the top, so we can then probably attach any other bags we want as well onto the top. On all 3 sides, so the left, the front and the right, is this racking plate, which you can take off if you want. Me personally, going to leave them on. Nice Lone Rider badge, like it. And then a real solid and secure latch. At the minute there is no key lock mechanism because we have got 2 of them, and you can code them to your BMW key. So that's something we'll do later on in the video. So there are warning signs that say the molly system on the outside can only take 1 kilo. Obviously Lone Rider do a load of other kind of small bag attachments with the molly system. Because obviously on the outside of the Lone Rider cases, the side bags, they've got the molly system. So yeah, you can put extra bags, med packs. I think I might potentially use the back part of this for tripods, because I've got a few straps that you can obviously feed through and then just mount the tripod on the back. Always handy because the smaller one I have does fit in my side bag, but the big one doesn't. Inside then, this big old lid. You get your waterproof inner, which is always nice to see. Comes with their side bags as well, so they don't mess about. And then some more straps, Velcro, some hardware, obviously your stickers. And then the inside of the box has got a kind of really nice red durable liner. So it's not going to matter if you throw anything in there. A nice Lone Rider on the bottom. And one of the last things that comes in one of the other packages is you get a little light that you can just stick up there. It's almost like they've actually thought about what it is they're designing and the practicality of it. I like it. So moving on. Let's get the rack installed. So I've not actually found any proper instructions. I've had a look. They do have on their website a video of installation. Problem is, I think it's on a GS 1300. I've got the 1250. So what they've done and the way they've shown it doesn't really marry up with what I'm looking at. So I'm kind of just free floating this. So here's what I'm thinking. They give you a, hope you can see that, like a rubber spacer and this U-shape part. I'm thinking this is going to come under here like so, and then that rubber bit sits on top of this bar to protect the base of the plate, like so. That's going to go under there. Yeah, that lines up. And then we've got this extra bracket. This bracket is going to come towards the rear and then going to slot underneath, and then we're going to bolt it all together. That's my theory. We'll give it a go, see if it works. So there's 2 flat bolts, which are going to be for these rear ones, I reckon, because there's indentation for them. However, with the bolts, 2 are flat and 2 are kind of irregular. So honestly, I don't know which way. Let's go for the flat ones at the back. Hey, if we're wrong, we just take it off, swap them around. And let's go and install the bracket. Trial and error. So they do provide you with blue Loctite. Now, I'm going to lightly install this first, as I've done, to make sure I've got it right before I then come take them back out, put the Loctite on and install them properly. Okay, so some off-camera faffing. It does fit. So what I'm going to do now is take off those 4 bolts, put in a little bit of Loctite, and then reinstall them. That's one thing I didn't think about earlier. Take off the rear seat. Gives you more space to get your hands and your tools in there. Idiot. Hey, we live and we learn. Cool. All the Loctite done. Put this away where I don't end up gluing something to it. Oh yeah. I'm not even going to pretend to instruct you on this next part. In a nutshell, the lock barrels, you get 2 of them, are pre-coded. So if you want to, you can just install them onto the base rack and then one into the back box, and then you're done. If, however, you own a BMW, you can code the locks to your BMW key. So I'm going to do it for one. I'll give it a go, see how easy it is, and if I can do it easy enough, I'll do it for the other one, so then they're both coded off the BMW key. Like I said, I'm not going to instruct you through this part. I'll leave a link for the Lone Rider video, and in that, Alex takes you through the whole process, explaining everything. I'd have to understand it, learn it enough to be able to teach. What's the point? I'll just send you there. But that's what I'm doing now. I'm recoding this lock to the BMW key.
To cover the install leads with your thumb before removing the key. As previously mentioned, we are only using the 3...
By golly Joe, it works. So I've installed the rack lock, and I'm going to do exactly the same for the back box itself. I'll show you how I installed the locking mechanism into the back box. I just wanted to test it into the rack to make sure I'd done it properly. But yeah, actually follow the instructions and it wasn't too bad. Funny enough, the first instruction on the video, which I hadn't watched at the start, and also I hadn't read the little warning sticker on the back, says if you're going to remove these keys, hold your fingers over the lock, because as I learned from experience, things fall out. But yeah, so if you want, each lock comes with its own 2 sets of keys, so you could literally just whack it straight in, lock it in place, and then just use these. Me personally, I've already got enough keys on my keys that I don't want to add another pair of keys onto this bunch. So that's why I've gone down the BMW route, as in BMW key. Because it's keyless, so I don't actually use this key for anything else, so I might as well use it for something. Now I'm just going to repeat that process, exactly the same, what's handy as well is in the instructions there's a little diagram of the lock itself at the bottom. So if you were switched on enough, you could write down the code, whether it's 1, 2 or 3, into there. So if you ever come to replace it for whatever reason, you've already got the code written down for your BMW key, and you could just put them straight in. Or you just follow this process and do it again. The spring just flew out and got caught in my hair. Now I'm thinking about it, I've munged it. If I'd used that diagram and wrote down what my BMW key code was, I could have just installed those into this and I wouldn't have to be redoing the process. So there you go, live and learn. Didn't actually read the instructions, I was just following the video instructions. But it's workable, it's something that we can sort out. Don't know if you can see, but that's what it looks like. And I'm happy that they're flush. I found this part very stiff. In the video he kind of just pulls it towards him, and I haven't actually lined off the camera, have I? It says 4 bungs on the bottom of this that sit into 4 holes on the base plate, and in the video he kind of just pulls it towards him and it sits in, maybe because it's brand new and a little bit stiff, but that's how I found you need to get it in place. All sorted under there, and there you go, that is now locked in place. But as always, I'd recommend actually locking that rear. So now no one can take it off at all. Now I'm going to install the rear locking mechanism into the box itself. As I said, follow the instructions. This one is definitely a little bit stiffer than this one. It does say you can put a tiny little bit of grease if need be, just to kind of help it slide in and out. Which I may have to do. So there it goes, it's fitted and installed. He said if you turn it and it pulls it out, then you need to just kind of reseat it and make sure it's seated properly. But there you go, that is it. Installed, both locks coded. Oh yes. Tell you what, seems I've never coded any locks, key, mechanism, whatever you want to call them. Actually, follow the instructions and it's simple. Even I can do it. Remember, not mechanic. I'm just going to put a little dab of my favourite thing. Bit of WD-40, nothing too much. Shake off any excess. This is the oversized one, this is the largest one they do, and they do a smaller one. I'll put the 2 sizes on the screen now. Me personally, I went for the biggest one. I don't want regrets, I don't want to get the smallest one because then it just looks a little bit more compact and sleeker to then when I'm going camping, when I'm doing filming or whatever, wishing I had the extra size. Also, it does mean when me and Zoe both go out, we can hopefully put our helmets in here. I will test it on a future video, seeing what you can get in, how much kit you can get in this. I forgot the only other thing. Where she be? She's around here somewhere. The only other thing we need to install is the light. Now the light is fairly small. It does come, it's rechargeable and it is touch sensitive. And it comes with some Velcro pad, and it's as simple as installing it kind of where you want. It is not going to be the brightest light possible, but if it's completely dark outside, it should be enough so you can actually see what it is you're looking at. I feel like I've almost done you a disservice. Turns out, this isn't a strap for the inner bag. This is a cargo net for the top. And there's pre-installed bolts with extra wide heads, if you want to call it, and then it installs straight onto there. And there we go, a full unbox and installation of the largest Lone Rider back box. As I mentioned, I will be doing a few other videos surrounding this. Will be the first ride, 1 month on, what do I think of it? Definitely get Zoe out on it and see what she thinks as a passenger. Are the back pads comfy? Are they in the right position? Those type of things. If you've got any questions for this back box or any future videos you want us to make surrounding this, then drop a comment below. And there's nothing else to say, but thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up. More importantly, subscribe to the channel. And, well, get out there, whilst you still can, and ride safe.